Hello and welcome to Word and Revision. Today we're going to be looking at right angle triangle trigonometry. Firstly, we are going to start off by looking at the different types of trig that you can be asked to use. SOH stands for sine opposite hypotenuse, CAH cos adjacent hypotenuse, and TOA tan opposite adjacent. Now there are different ways of remembering this, but I just tend to remember it as SOHCAHTOA. Firstly, with SOH, we use SOH when we have either the angle, hypotenuse, and the opposite. So to find x, which is the angle, we have to use the SOH rule as we have the opposite and the hypotenuse. So we do opposite divided by hypotenuse, which in this case is 8 divided by 12, which equals 2/3. Now it's best to leave your answer as a fraction at this point because it saves misaccuracy when rounding. We then use the sine -1 button on your calculator to find the angle, which is 41.81. So x equals 41.81 to 2 decimal places. This version of the SOH rule is used to find the hypotenuse. So what we're going to do is, as we have the angle and an opposite, we do the opposite divided by sine 41.81, which is 8 divided by sine 41.81, which equals 12. Thus proving that our hypotenuse is 12 centimeters to two significant figures. This method of trigonometry is used as we only have the angle hypotenuse. So what we're going to do is do sine times hypotenuse, which in this case is 12 times sine 41.81, which equals 8. So the answer for the length of the opposite is 8 centimeters. Right, we've now finished with the SOH rule. Right, the CAH rule is used when we only have the hypotenuse, adjacent, or angle. To find x, which is the cos angle, we have to use the adjacent and the hypotenuse. So we're going to cover the C and do adjacent divided by hypotenuse, which in this case is 10 divided by 12, which equals 5/6. We then use the cos -1 button to find the angle, which is 33.56. So x equals 33.56 to 2 decimal places. The CAH rule now for finding the hypotenuse. So what we're going to do, cover the h and do adjacent divided by cos, which in this case is 10 divided by cos 33.56, which equals 12. So our answer for the length of the hypotenuse is 12 to 2 significant figures. The final way to use the CAH rule is to find the adjacent. So we're going to cover the A, which stands for adjacent, and do the cos of the angle times the hypotenuse, which in this case is 12 times cos 33.56, which equals 10. Right, we're now finished with the CAH rule. Now on to tan. The tan rule is used when we have either the angle, the adjacent, and the opposite. To find x, we have to use the TOA rule as we have the adjacent and opposite 8 and 10. When we use our triangle, we cover the T and do opposite divided by adjacent, which in this case is 8 divided by 10 equals 4/5. We then use tan -1 button to find the angle, which is 38.66 to 2 decimal places. Now to find the opposite, we cover the O and do tan of the angle times adjacent, which is in this case 10 times tan 38.66 equals 8. So our answer for the length of the opposite length is 8 centimeters to 1 significant figure. Right, finally we're going to find the adjacent using the tan rule. So what we're going to do, we're going to cover the A for adjacent and do the opposite divided by tan angle, which in this case is 8 divided by tan 38.66, which equals 10. So the answer for the length of the adjacent is 10 centimeters. Now we have finished with right angle triangle trigonometry. Right, just a quick way to learn how to label your triangles is this right angle triangle here on the left. What we have to imagine is if we have an angle here, wherever your angle is, whether it be in the top left hand corner, the bottom right hand corner, we always associate the opposite with the angle. So 8 is the opposite of 38.66, whereas if the angle was up in the top left hand corner, x would be the opposite, not the adjacent. And the hypotenuse is the longest length, and the adjacent is always the one next to the angle, if that makes sense. Alright, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and if you need any extra help, please email us and we'll try to hold a one-to-one tuition for you in a live conference on our website. Thanks, bye.